What if the idea for a Super League was never scrapped? That is the question we're going to be asking in the last rebuild of FIFA 23. We are going to be taking charge of Barcelona, putting Barcelona in a Super League with the best clubs from around the world, and the objective of this career mode is to win the Super League with FC Barcelona, not the Champions League. So we have jumped into FIFA 23 and we have created our own version of the Super League, as you can see, consisting of multiple Champions League sides, and I've thrown Sevilla in there while they won the Europa League. Then I also had a bit of a brainwave thinking, well, the 3 relegated teams in the Premier League, if we don't win it the first season, are going to be replaced with teams like Swansea, Cardiff. So what I've done is I've jumped into the Championship and thrown a load of B-class Super League teams, if that's what you want to call it. As you can see, the Championship is now full of teams who are ready to make the step up to the Super League. Starting off the rebuild, this is how the starting 11 is looking. And to be honest with you, I might actually stick with this formation. Barcelona already have a very, very strong squad, but I do think they could do with some brand new wingers, as I don't really think Rafinha and Fati yet are at the quality to win the Super League. And we have got £132 million to bring these players in. So the thought process behind the first signing is I want to make a direct title rival for the Super League weaker. So I'm going to be going for a centre-back from one of the direct favourites, Manchester City, and I want to sign Ruben Diaz from one. But I do think they could do with some brand new wingers. At 88 rated and 25-year-old, this is the perfect signing for us, but it's going to cost, I think, the majority of our transfer budget. Right, so they've accepted £113.5 million. I just need to get the personal terms sorted. But there we have it, boys. Ruben Diaz is the first signing of this Barcelona rebuild, and it makes Manchester City weaker. It makes us 10 times stronger. And Diaz will slot in nicely at the side of Araujo. And I think, to be honest with you, lads, that could be our defensive positions sorted for the entire rebuild. Now, ideally, I would like a left winger as well, but with funds limited now after signing Diaz, we have to see if we can sell any players and then see where we're at after we've sold some players. And we've already had our hand tested for Pedri. Absolutely no chance he is staying at Barcelona. Blocked. All offers are coming in. We have recalled Clement Lenglet and Samuel Umtiti from the respective loans, and we're going to try and sell them to raise some funds to sign a left winger. So transfer business has been really slow. We've not even sold anyone since bringing in Diaz, so we've only got £7 million. I think that could be us done for the summer unless we have a marquee player leave. So it's first game of the season time against Sevilla. Can we pick up the 3 points? We can. A 1-0 win thanks to a Rafinha goal. That's a great start to life in the Super League. We have finally managed to sell some players, lads. Marcus Alonso has joined Manchester United for £11.4 million, and Clement Lenglet has joined Inter Milan for £14.1 million, leaving us with £72 million in our transfer budget. So boys, we have got a left winger, and it is a massive signing again and making one of our direct rivals for the Super League weaker. It sees Ferran Torres go the opposite way. We have brought in Rafael Leao from AC Milan for £40 million plus Ferran Torres. And just look at our front three now, lads. Leao, Lewandowski and Dembele. That is absolutely frightening. That leaves us with £27 million of our transfer budget. And to be honest, lads, we've got a massive offer for one of our star players. I can't really see us bringing a massive sum of money in, so that could be us done in this transfer window. So that is the end of the summer transfer window, lads. No one else has left the club. Let's simulate forward now to January the 1st and see where we're at in the Super League. We've arrived at January the 1st, lads, and as you can see, we've had a catastrophically bad injury. We'll lose Jules Koundé for 5 months of an anterior cruciate ligament injury. It's a huge loss for us, so we have recalled Serginho Dest from his loan spell at AC Milan. And to be honest with you, lads, he's probably going to have to go straight into the starting 11 until the end of the season. So looking at the league table, lads, we are 4th in the Super League, and wow, just look at Real Madrid, boys. They are absolutely running away with the competition. They are 11 points clear of Manchester City, and they've got a game in hand. Them boys are absolutely flying, so it looks like for us, we're not going to be winning the league this season. But if you look at the league table, look how close it is from 4th all the way down. So you can even go to 12th. From 12th to 4th, there is literally 4 points separating the entire league table. It is so tight. But if we look at the relegation zone, Lazio, Newcastle, Benfica are really struggling in the Super League. And then Ajax as well could get dragged into a scrap. Liverpool are the surprisingly low runners out of all the big sides. Sevilla, Arsenal and Porto all doing better. Looking at the squad, lads, we have got one very, very tired team. But great growth from Pedri, Kessie, De Jong, Araujo. Diaz is 89 rated. Leo's grown by 2 to 86. The squad looks really, really strong, lads. And with £22 million, I don't think we're going to be able to improve it this transfer window. Lads, we have accepted a £14 million bid for Sergio Busquets. He's 34, 82 rated, and he could be joining Tottenham this transfer window. So that is the end of the January transfer window, lads. No more outgoings other than Sergio Busquets. We're now pressing on to the end of the season. We know we're not going to win the Super League, so let's at least aim for 2nd place. We have reached the end of the season, lads, and as you can see, looking at the league table, we have finished 13 points behind runaway winners Real Madrid. Coming in 2nd place, 67 points. If we take a close look at the league table, you can see just how tight it was. 4 points separating 6th to 2nd, so it really could go anywhere next season. The relegated sides were Benfica, Lazio and Newcastle United. So Bayer Leverkusen and Tottenham Hotspur will be joining us in the Super League next year even. And Villarreal, Galatasaray, Sporting and Monaco will fight it out to join them. And now let's see who actually managed to get relegated from the 2nd Super League. Mould, Basel and Hadj split. Do you know what? I can probably understand why with them 3 teams to go. Now I want to see who's been promoted into the 2nd Super League. Barnsley, Ipswich, and one of Plymouth, Portsmouth, Derby, and Lincoln will be joining the Europe's elite in the second Super League. Wow, that is crazy. Now, looking at the starting 11, lads, the things that I'm seeing that are really worrying me are Lewandowski and Alba have actually dropped by 2 overalls each, so maybe next season we should be looking at bringing a new striker and left back in. Now, looking at the stats, lads, Robert Lewandowski, as expected, 31 goals, 10 assists, an absolute hero for us this season, but looking below him, not really a major amount of contributions from the players like Leo and Dembele. Only 9 goals for Leo and 7 for Dembele. That needs to improve next season if we're going to be trying to win the Super League. So our budget for season 2 is only £102 million. We're going to have to spend this money very, very wisely. So, boys, we've got some huge transfer news. We have accepted a £76.8 million bid for Liverpool for Ousmane Dembele. He will be leaving the club this transfer window, and that massively boosts our transfer budget to bring in a new striker, potentially a new left back. Not really too fussed though about selling Dembele because Rafinha slots in at the right wing spot perfectly. Now, Real Madrid absolutely ran away with the Super League last year, so I thought to myself, I'm going to have to sign someone from Real Madrid to make them weaker, make us stronger, and give us a better chance of winning the Super League this season. So I have signed Real Madrid's star striker Lautaro Martinez for £109 million, and we still have £58 million available to bring in another signing. And we're going to be starting off this season with Ajax, Juventus, and Borussia Dortmund. That is actually a pretty difficult start to life in the Super League this season. We've made our second signing of the summer, boys, and this time it is the left back that we definitely needed. We have brought in Nuno Mendes for £59.5 million from PSG, making another direct rival weaker. 21-year-old, 83 rated. He's going straight into the starting 11, boys. And I think that team on paper, lads, is looking absolutely incredible. And I think we've definitely got a chance of challenging for the Super League this season. And we are now going to simulate forward to January the 1st, and hopefully we are top of the Super League. So a couple of outgoings to let you know about, lads. Ilias has joined Middlesbrough for £2.95 million. Fabio Blanco has joined St. Gallen for £1.25 million. Estanis has joined Palmero for £930k. And we have sold stalwart Sergio Roberto to Girona for £14.1 million. Now that does leave us with £42 million, which we could actually reinvest into the squad. Now I am thinking Rafinha is 26 and 84 rated. I can't really see him getting much better than what he is now. Is it worth us trying to like swap Rafinha for another right winger, or do we wait till January and use the 42 million in January? Not too sure just yet. So we've had an absolutely huge bid come in for Francisco Trincao from Chelsea for £43.2 million. Now, if we accept this, we could massively change the outcome of our transfer window because it boosts up to about £80 million, and we do actually want to bring in a new right winger. So we're going to go ahead and accept it, and hopefully the deal goes through. Because £42 million for Trincao is absolutely silly money. So, well, lads, the deal has gone through. Trincao has left us for £43.2 million, and we've had £36 million added to our transfer budget. That leaves us with £81 million to bring in a new right winger. Lads, I've had a brainwave. We need to win the Super League with Barcelona. We need a right winger. Who better to bring back to the club than club legend and best player of all time, Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi signs for us from PSG for £40 million. The legend is back at Barcelona. One last dance for Lionel Messi at the right wing position for Barcelona. Can he actually fire us to Super League glory? That does leave us with £32 million to see at the transfer window, but we're going to save that money and use it in January if we need it. So let's get on now and get to January the 1st and see where we're at in the Super League. So we're out at January the 1st, lads, and just feast your eyes on the madness on your screen. Barcelona top of the Super League. Look how clear we are of Bayern Munich in second place. It's looking very likely that we're going to complete this rebuild in just 2 seasons. Koundé injured again. He's out for 7 weeks. He has been very injury prone throughout this career mode. And just while we're here, we're going to check Lionel Messi's stats. Wow. 17 games played, 7 goals, 5 assists. What an absolute hero Messi is. In terms of growth, though, Pedri almost 90 rated. Leo is 89 as well. De Jong 90. Diaz 91. Araujo 87. Mendes 84. Wow, lads. We've had some serious growth this season as well. So without further ado, boys, let's simulate forward to the end of the season and see if we've not done the biggest bottle job of all time. But it's looking highly likely that we're going to win the Super League. So it's the end of the season 2, lads, and as you can see, we have completed the rebuild. We have won the Super League, but we did actually try our best to bottle it. We went from being like 20 points clear to just being 8 points clear at the end of the season. PSG came second. We win the league, 25 wins, 7 draws, 6 losses. Super League won with Barcelona. Galatasaray, Leverkusen, and Ajax were the teams who got relegated. And I also want to show you something. I know we're not taking the Champions League seriously, but we actually beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 4-1 in the Champions League final, and Wolverhampton Wanderers were my last rebuild club. How mad is that? Now, looking at the squad on paper, lads, look at how many 90 rated players are in this team. We've got 91 rated Diaz, Pedri, De Jong, and Leo. That team is absolutely crazy. In terms of stats, Rafa Leo was our best player this season, getting 26 and 7. Lautaro Martinez got 23 and 2. Pedri 18 and 13 from midfield. That is incredible. And Messi in his final ever season as a professional footballer got 14 goals and 12 assists. A great contribution. You know what, lads? I'm actually gutted that we've finished the rebuild in just 2 seasons. So we are actually going to apply for another job at another team in the Super League. So we're going to apply for the Paris Saint-Germain job and the Manchester City job, and hopefully move to one of these teams and win the Super League with 2 teams in one rebuild. So lads, we have had an offer back and we are going to become the new PSG manager for the new season. Let's try to win the Super League with 2 different clubs. So the first order of business is to look at the PSG team, and to be honest with you lads, it doesn't actually look that good considering they finished second. We're going to have to make some changes to this team. So I've had a bit of a play around with the first team lads, and this is the starting 11 that we have come up with on paper. We've got 95 rated Mbappe and 92 rated Donnarumma. But looking at the squad, we definitely need a centre attacking midfielder and a right winger. And looking at our bench, lads, we've got some really solid options there to make the team stronger. I just feel like we are missing a left back, centre attacking midfielder and right winger. So let's see what we can make happen in this transfer window. We've got £146 million to improve the squad, which with some outgoings, I think we can make that work. So we have made our first signing of the summer, boys, and it is the centre attacking midfielder that we have been looking for. It makes a direct rival weaker as well in the Super League. We have brought in Orhan Sanseh for £45 million plus Renato Sanchez. Boys, honestly, we have just made one of the best signings that we could have possibly made in this window. We've sorted out our left back, and it's one of the best left backs in the entire game. We have signed Alphonso Davies from Arsenal for £83 million plus Luke Shaw. That back four has got to be one of the best back fours in world football, and that leaves us with £17 million. So that's probably our last signing of the window. So it's first game of the season time, boys, and we have got Manchester United at the Parc des Princes. Can we get the 3 points to start the season? No, we can't. We're beaten by Manchester United, and Harry Kane scores the only goal of the game. So I was just about to simulate to January, lads, and I've just realised that I actually need a right winger because Thomas Lemar is playing out on the right wing, and he's actually a centre midfielder. So, and I've got a bit of an abundance of centre midfielders at the club at the minute, so I think I'm going to try and sign a right winger by offering up one of our centre midfielders as replacement. Boys, let me tell you, I am happy with this signing we have just made. We've offloaded a player who was unhappy because he weren't playing as much games, and we have brought in one of the best young English right wingers on the market. And it's a man you might have forgot about, Marcus Edwards, for £25 million plus Fabio Ruiz. He's an 84 rated 25-year-old right winger, and he goes straight into the starting 11, boys. Now, at the end of the transfer window, lads, this is how the team is looking going into season 3, but season 1 with PSG. We've arrived at January the 1st, lads, and we are 3rd in the Super League. Oh, we're a whopping 8 points behind tabletoppers Real Madrid, 4 points behind Barcelona. We didn't do as well as I would have expected, but I've got a bit of humour to show you. Look at our Champions League group that we had. I know we don't really care about the Champions League. Everton, Hearts and Nottingham Forest as a Champions League group. That has got to be a piss take. Now, we only have £12 million available to spend in January, so there'll be no incomings coming in, so we're going to press on to the end of the season and hopefully manage to close that gap from 3rd to 1st. Lads, we have reached the end of the season and we have somehow won the Super League. 10 points clear of Real Madrid. That is crazy. Lads, I knew the results were looking okay on paper as we were simulating through, but we've somehow won the Super League after being 8 points adrift halfway through the season. I was not expecting to win the Super League so quickly with that squad. I actually made signings with a view of them growing over the next season or so. Wow, I can't believe we've won that. Looking at starting 11, boys, unfortunately, Marcus Edwards picked up an injury and dropped an overall. I think he might have missed a lot of the season. But as you can see, Davis, Marquinhos, both hit 90 rated. Sunset grew by 3 to 88. And Mbappe hit 96 rated. Oh my, Mbappe. Oh my God, Mbappe. And I'm not even surprised at this. Scored 40 goals in 58 games, and he also got 23 assists. He was absolutely insane this season. Sansei had a great first season, getting 20. Neymar got 20 as well, so 3 players hit 20 goals this season. So that brings to an end the final rebuild of FIFA 23. I hope you've enjoyed it. We have managed to win the Super League twice in just 3 seasons. Maybe I could have made it a bit more difficult and gone with a club like Sevilla or Sporting Lisbon or Benfica. If you enjoyed this video, boys, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really lets me out. And I will have a brand new rebuild coming out on Friday, this time in EA Sports FC 24. I cannot wait to bring it out for you, boys. Hope you enjoyed the video, boys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.